Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Reddit reading story session with me. We have a handful of stories today. Check them out. So we have a man that is faking having a disability. We have a woman who thinks her husband has a piss, does some weird shit. That's a whole can of worms. We have a woman who takes the spotlight away from her brother at his wedding by announcing her pregnancy to the chattiest Kathy in the family. We have all sorts of stories. They're all over the map. But you guys, I'm gonna be honest. I get very mad in this episode. And I'm sorry in advance. I popped off just a little bit. So I'm sorry if I make you uncomfortable, but what I said needed to be said. You guys might get mad at me, but you know what? It's the way the cookie crumbles. But that's okay. We all have a difference in opinion, and I love that. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing this. But without further ado, you guys, let's freaking jump in. Let's do it. But wait. You almost forgot. You gotta subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Am I overreacting? My wife, 32 female, peed on me, 24 male, and my food because she thought I was into it. Oh, let's go. My wife, female 32, my wife, and I, male 24, have been married for 2 years. And our lives have been going well until now. She has been struggling with overactive bladder, OAB, for a while, even before we met. However, this hasn't stopped us from loving each other. I've told her multiple times to go to the doctor, but she refuses. She thinks it's embarrassing and believes it will go away eventually. If you have a weak pelvic floor, it will not just go away. You have to go to the doctor. While I did see her avoiding treatment as an inconvenience, it didn't really affect me much. Thankfully, she hadn't had any accidents. Well, almost. And she was always careful during sex by peeing first and going when she needed to. Usually, we stay home since it's easier for her, but we still go out sometimes. When we do, she typically drives to avoid any accidents, which I was okay with. We don't travel far as we just go to halal food places. I'm Muslim, she's Catholic, and nearby stores. Normally, when she needed to use the bathroom, she would just say so. One day, I made a little joke by opening my mouth in response, and we both laughed because it was harmless fun. But then, she started turning that joke into a reoccurring thing. Every time she said she needed to pee, I had to open my mouth or say something like, enhance the flavor of my food, drinks, pretending I wanted her to pee in them. God, you guys. I went along with it because I loved making her laugh, and she was very sweet and loving to me. Still, I felt it was weird. She started saying it in a more sexual way, using an intimate tone, and I played along, thinking it was just more jokes. I didn't think it would actually happen. And to be clear, I didn't want it to. Plus, as I said, I'm Muslim, so consuming urine or putting it in food drinks is strictly forbidden in my religion, and I think she knew that. As I learned about her religion, Catholicism, is that a term? Catholicism? Catholicism is a term that I have never heard in my entire existence on this planet. Learned something new today. Yay! And she learned mine, Islam. Then it all came crashing down. We were having sex in bed as usual, and she made the joke again. But this time, it wasn't a joke, because as soon as she said she needed to pee, she actually started peeing on me. I completely freaked out and ran into the shower. She apologized and finished peeing in the toilet. I was absolutely furious and disgusted, like she peed on me without my consent. When I confronted her, she started crying and said she thought I'd like it because of all the jokes. And she admitted to having a piss kink and wanted to pee on me in my mouth for a long time. She believed I was being genuine about liking it. To make things worse, she confessed she had put a little bit of her pee in my tea and coffee over the past few days as a way to express what she thought was mutual interest. I completely lost it and asked how she would feel if I took a shit on her or in her drinks. She couldn't respond, but just sobbed on the floor. Mind you, she's a grown woman and older than me, so I found this incredibly embarrassing. I left as it was her home. While she was on the bed weeping, I decided to rent a hotel and started to cry because I felt disgusted and betrayed. How could she think this was okay when I've never consented? It's one thing to joke, all right? But if you make it a continuous joke, it starts to feel a little not like a joke. I can see both sides of this. Obviously, I would be absolutely disgusted by this. But at the same time, it's an honest mistake. I know it's disgusting. At least it's a sterile disgusting. I know it stinks and it's gross, it's disgusting. Not a thing for me, okay? I don't have a piss can. But this is something that she's really self-conscious about, and making light of it in jokes, I know, is helpful for her mental stability. But also, don't joke about pissing in your mouth all the time. Because I would think, okay, he's making hints that he wants me to pee in his mouth. That's my take from this. I think this is on you, dude. I really do. I think this is on you. I know a lot of men are like, you feel violated, blah, blah, blah. I know it's against your religion. And that's a huge boundary. The whole beverage thing, this is not okay. That's tampering with my food. And I'm trying to wrap my head around how doing this in secret would mean he has a piss kink because he doesn't know what's happening, just you know. That's a little slippery slope there. I don't know about that. I think this is a lack of communication on both of your part. I don't think she should have straight up peed on you. I would never do that. That would be something like, hey, do you want me to try and pee on you? Is that something you want to try? It's kind of like when you introduce something new that you guys have been talking about in the bedroom. It's like, hey, do you want to try that today? It's not like, let's just rip that Band-Aid off, pull out that double side. We're not gonna be gross, okay? I was joking anyways, okay? I'm not this naughty broad. Don't get me twisted. I don't know. I think you overreacted. I think getting a hotel was a solid move because you guys can both be separated. You can clear your mind without making a rash decision, and she can think about her bladder. This is very unfortunate, and I'm sure it's so embarrassing and such a struggle because I know a lot of women deal with this, especially after giving birth. They have super weak pelvic floors, they have super weak bladders, they have to get things to support their bladder with mesh and things like that. Mesh is terrifying. Please look into your mesh if you ever get mesh, FYI. There's lots of lawsuits on mesh. Pick your mesh wisely. Let's go to the comments. Commenter, bro, what the hell? This is insane. I would leave her in a heartbeat. That's definitely not okay that she snuck that in knowing you're Muslim and how it's forbidden to do anything of that sort. And it makes you Napat. I am Muslim too, and so is my husband. But this is something that if she was into any kinks or any sort, she should have seriously expressed and gotten your consent. I also think playing along sometimes makes people start getting curious and act on those fantasies of theirs. It is important to be clear about the things of this sort. That's another thing, a very important thing. When you talk about something enough, you want to do it. It's almost like you're convincing yourself to do it. So I have studied school or mass casualty events. And when they have a background, a lot of them, it's almost like they have worked themselves up and talked themselves into it and made it. I know this is a completely different thing, but this is a drastic example of how things can escalate. Constantly talking about it, they're getting excited about it. Even if they weren't into the idea, they're now excited about it. Like the Columbine. I could probably make a whole video about it and learn so much about it because it's so interesting to me. You know, it was one of the first school shootings in the US that was extremely tragic. But reading their diaries and things like that, it's almost as, because it was such a topic and a communication and they were so excited about it and they wanted to be famous. I know it's a little different. It literally seemed like most of these things that happened, they talked themselves into it. They convinced themselves that they really wanted to do these things. So you constantly planting a seed of, I love pee. I would love for you to pee in my mouth. Kind of thing when she talks about needing to pee. Come on, dude. You are at fault too. To say the whole this is against your religion bullshit that this guy just said to leave her, get a grip, my guy. Take accountability to your actions in this situation. Yes, 100%. There is not a single thing she could say for slipping it into your beverages. Yuck. Not okay. Don't tamper with my drinks. Do not tamper with anything going internal, okay? Let's keep reading the comments. Did that piss you off? Commenter, she did a mistake, but I don't think it's a reason to divorce, to be honest. Up to you, man. I agree. Commenter, 32 female and 24 male and married is so wild to me. Laughing my ass off. To be fair, but they're both adults. It's not like she's 18. I don't know when they got together, but very common practice for Islamic men to have child brides. So at least she wasn't a 9-year-old. And I'm not shitting on the religion. I'm shitting on that part of the religion, but I'm not shitting on the religion, okay? Commenter, there's nothing wrong with crying, and you aren't too grown to do so ever. That being said, what she did was up. If she had genuinely thought you were into it, she wouldn't have hid it, but told you she put it in your drink. She should have asked you before peeing on you. I understand the kink, but you shouldn't force any kink on anyone. I don't want to victim blame, as she really shouldn't have done what she did, but you should probably have had a talk to her about not being into the piss jokes and not assume she knew the specific thing about your religion. But you didn't ask for this or anything, and it up to do what she did. There's no excuses. I don't know, maybe I'm just a little more laid back than most people. This wouldn't make me completely lose my marbles and be like, divorce, 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 babe. But it's also not part of my religion. So I don't know. I guess I don't know enough about Islam, about pee being a specific thing. Please tell me in the comments. Is pee a specific rule in Islam? Is this like the coffee with Mormon? Let's go to another one. I think my boyfriend was on FaceTime with someone while I slept next to him. I, female, and my partner, male, have been together for 7 months and been living together for almost 2 months. Two facts that come into play are that I'm a heavy sleeper and tend to sleep early. The other is that I always let my boyfriend use my phone at night. So last night, my boyfriend asked to lend him my phone to finish his Netflix series. I gave it to him and went straight to sleep. I woke up at 3 a.m. from thinking I overslept and was late to work. He was already asleep. I proceeded to reach over him and grab the nearest phone to check the time and accidentally grabbed his phone. His phone was on and locked to his homepage, which is weird because his phone is always locked. I don't know his key pin. I looked at the corner left to check the time when I noticed the numbers were surrounded by a green bubble. Usually that indicates you're on a call or sharing hotspot. He woke up and snatched the phone from me before I could swipe up and see who was on the call. I doubt he was sharing hotspot because what would he need hotspot for? And secondly, when you are on a call, your phone tends to stay unlocked and on. Deep down, I believe he was sleeping on FaceTime with someone while I slept next to him. Am I crazy or does this make sense? I believe he's been doing this each time I give him my phone so he can be on a call using his phone and have it in silent. Because it would be too noticeable to use his phone to be on a call and watch a series at the same time. I would be able to hear the person on the line. Okay. I would just ask him, hey bitch, who were you on the phone with last night? I already know who it was. Bluff. Bluff, bitch. Bluff. Who were you on the phone with last night? I need you to be completely honest with me because I know who it was. I just need to hear it from your mouth. Who was it? And do not say a single effing thing. Just quiet, because you know what quiet does to somebody who's full of shit? It's like diarrhea of the mouth. They will constantly be sitting there. They will just say whatever, however much, and just let it all out. There's another option here. Next time, and this would be really hard for me because God, the second I close my eyes, I'm like, out, done. What I would do is act like I'm a little snoozing, I'm sleeping, I'm counting sheep. I'd fake a little snore here and there. See what he does. He probably waits a little bit. So girl, you gotta be strong. You gotta be strong for like 10 minutes. I couldn't do it. I'll tell you. Out like a light. I'd be donezo. I have tried to fake sleep before. I give it like maybe a solid 5 minutes and I'm fucking done. If I'm tired, I'm out for the count. Let's go to the comments. Wait. Devil's advocate here, okay? Devil's advocate. Maybe he was talking to a family member like his mom or his dad and they were watching a movie together. Think positive. Okay. It doesn't always have to be bad. Let's go to the comments. Commenter. I think you should try to fake sleep and catch him. Or don't let him use your phone one of these nights. Yes, and see how he reacts. Sleeping on a FaceTime call with someone is extremely weird if you're in a relationship. Not if it's family. That's what I plan on doing tonight. Commenter, update me. I'm invested. Oh my gosh, I'm invested. You guys, this is only 2 hours ago. I should have read this tomorrow. Gosh dang it. Okay. Commenter, what did he say when he took his phone back? It's very suspicious that he can use your phone, but you can't use his. OP responded. He told me to get off him and sleep far from him because I hurt him while reaching for the phone. Never once did I mention hurting him, and that doesn't justify the fact he snatched it from my hand. Commenter, you didn't hurt him. He's trying to make you feel bad so you don't press the issue. OP responded. That's what I was thinking. Okay, his reaction with the phone says everything you need to know. He was talking to somebody he wasn't supposed to. You need to fake sleep ASAP. You need to fake sleep, or you need to not give him your phone and say, figure it the fuck out. Figure it the F out, my guy. Sorry, you're not gonna be able to chat with your girlfriend or your boyfriend tonight. Anyways, let's go to another one. Am I the asshole for unplugging our Wi-Fi router and hiding it because my boyfriend wouldn't stop ignoring me during dinner? So I, 22 female, live with my boyfriend, 24 male. And for the most part, things are okay. But lately, he's been glued to his phone and laptop. Like, I'm starting to think he'd marry the Wi-Fi signal if he could. Anyway, we usually eat dinner together around 7. I cook, we chat. At least that's how it used to go. Now, he just brings his laptop to the table and starts watching some random YouTuber scream about video games. I'm sitting there trying to talk about my day while he's nodding at his screen like it's the most interesting person in the room. Spoiler, it's not. Last week, I made spaghetti and even tried that TikTok garlic bread recipe. It slapped, by the way. I set the table, lit a stupid candle, and was like, maybe this will feel nice. He sits down, doesn't even look at me, hits play on his laptop, and starts laughing mid-bite. At what? I don't know. He never even noticed the candle. So yeah, I got mad. Not scream mad, but quiet mad. The kind where you start plotting. I didn't say anything that night, just made a mental note. The next day, while he was in the shower, I unplugged the Wi-Fi router. Then I hid it in my closet under a pile of sweaters. That evening, when he sat down and tried to connect, nothing worked. He got frustrated and started rebooting stuff. I just sat there eating my food in peace, like, weird, must be the weather. This went on for 2 nights. No streaming, no laptop at dinner. He finally looked me in the eyes, talked to me, and you know what? It was kind of nice. Eventually, I confessed. He was pissed at first and called me childish, but I told him I'm tired of talking to his side profile. Hey! But I told him I'm tired of talking to his side profile while he's locked into some podcast. I just want 1 hour a day where we're humans, not Wi-Fi zombies. Now he says I crossed a line and that communication is better than sabotage. Our friends are split. Some say I was petty, others say I was creative. So am I the asshole for cutting off the internet just to get my boyfriend to look at me during dinner? I don't know if you have expressed to him like, hey, I really hate that we can't just have our time for an hour without your laptop, without you watching something else, without you being preoccupied. I think this is actually a very common thing in relationships now, unfortunately. And the amount of disrespect this is makes me wildly uncomfortable. I have been in relationships where it's like, okay, so if we do this, there's going to be no phone time because I'm going to be seen. I want to actually hang out with you. I'm not even joking. Going out to dinner, you both grab your phones, you put them at the side of the table, both face down, and do not touch them for the duration of dinner. I'll say this was childish if you guys didn't have a prior conversation. Like, hey, I really just want us to have us time. I don't like staring at your side profile, which you said after the fact. Yes, I understand. You felt like this was the only way to get through to him, and apparently you got through to him. I don't know. It's really frustrated because we live in a society now where everybody's glued to their phone, and it is so annoying. You go out to dinner, they got to take pictures of their food. You go to the park, you got to have a photo shoot. It's like everything is so loaded with, I need something for social media. It's not even for yourself most of the time. I just do not understand it. When I first got social media, I understand it posting like crazy. It was like the cool thing. But for me, it's like, I don't understand it. I really don't. Like, I'll post my dogs all the time because they're so freaking cute. I don't understand this internet obsessed culture. I'm not saying that I don't get on my phone and I don't doom scroll. But when it comes to shit like this, we're at dinner and you whip out your fucking laptop. If you have a single brain cell, you would know this is not okay. It's not okay. Oh, hold on, babe. Hold that thought. Let me watch video games. I think undoing the router was childish, but it got your point across. So was it really wrong? Let's read the comments. Commenter, I think if you have to unplug the router to get your boyfriend to talk to you, your boyfriend just really sucks. You should never be that desperate for eye contact from your partner that you have to do something like that. He's just a shit boyfriend. I 100% agree. This shouldn't have to be a conversation. It shouldn't. OP responded, honestly, you're kind of right. It does sound ridiculous when I read it back. I don't think I'd be the girl hiding routers like some digital raccoon. But here we are. I guess I just got tired of feeling like background noise in my own home. I don't think he's a bad guy, but I do think he got way too comfortable ignoring me. It's not even about the internet. It's the fact that I had to do something weird just to feel seen. That's what bugs me. We've actually talked since then. Like really talked, no screens. So I'm hoping this was just a wake-up call. But yeah, if it keeps happening, I'll have to decide if I want to date him or his YouTube subscriptions. Here's the thing. You know what this reminds me of? I feel like this is a glimpse into your future. This reminds me of the couples that stop trying because they have you. So for instance, these women, and I will say this is a primarily woman thing, and we can all agree on this. This is what traditionally happens when women get married, okay? And this is not shitting on anybody. This is just a very clear observation. Is women, when they get married, they think, okay, I can now let myself go and stop trying. And I'm not saying gaining weight and all this fucking bullshit that you guys are gonna come at me about. What I'm saying is, how did you act when you were trying to get this man? How did you act? How did you present yourself? How? Look back at before you guys were together. That's how you should always act. Always, across the board. Always act as if you are trying to get them. Otherwise, you're in situations like this. And see, he has you. He no longer has to try for you. So you are background noise. I think this is a precursor for cheating. I know this sounds ridiculous. But when people just push you by the wayside because they already have what they want, it's over. Negating your health when you're in a relationship is not healthy behavior either. And I know age makes you gain weight. I know that because your hormones get unbalanced, you're having children, you can't lose the baby weight, whatever the case may be. But there is a limit to everything. And I think this is a man that has given up. And I think this is a man who is comfortable and content and doesn't need to try anymore. For me, this was a glimpse into our future. Peace. I'm not doing this. Give it a few months down the line. Shoot, give it a few years. And you find something else to hyper-focus on. This is gonna happen again. And I'm not saying you can't have hobbies. Of course you can have hobbies. But when it's our time, babe, it's our time. Put the electronics away. Put whatever it is away. And I can say this with my whole heart, with everything. Because currently, I am working 40 plus hours a week at my job. I am doing YouTube pretty much full time. I give you guys 2 to 3 videos a week. I occasionally throw in some shorts. I also do all the editing and content finding for these videos. I do all of that. I'm meal prepping. I'm cooking for other people's meal preps. I'm doing all of the things. But I always put aside time to not do any of that. Whether it be for my own self, for the people in my life. Without electronics, without any of this bullshit. Because everything has to have balance, or you will lose it. Anyways, let's go to another one. Am I the asshole for revealing that I was pregnant at my brother's wedding? Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. Throwaway because my brother knows my main. I, 31 female, attended my younger brother's 28 male wedding last weekend. It was a beautiful event, and I was genuinely happy for him and his now husband. We've always been a pretty close family, and I was looking forward to seeing everyone again. That being said, I'm currently 16 weeks pregnant with my first child. My husband and I had planned to wait until after the first trimester and after the wedding to tell everyone because I didn't want to overshadow the wedding with the baby news, and also because of caution. Here's the thing, I didn't realize how much I have started showing. I don't post on social media much, and with how busy everything's been, I didn't think anyone would notice under the flowy dress I picked. I even tried on multiple options to find one that didn't make it obvious, but apparently it was obvious anyways. At the reception, a couple cousins pulled me aside and asked if I was pregnant. I didn't want to lie, so I quietly said yes, but asked them to keep it on the down low because I hadn't told the rest of the family yet. Well, you can guess how that went. Word spread, and by dessert, my mom came up to me teary-eyed saying, "You're expecting?" Then other guests started congratulating me, and I kept trying to redirect the conversation back to my brother and brother-in-law. Later that night, my brother pulled me aside and told me I could have waited one more day, and that it felt like I was announcing on his day. I apologized and tried to explain it wasn't planned. I genuinely didn't think it was that noticeable. He just said that I could have worn something less obvious, which the bump would have shown anyway. I don't know what he's trying to imply here. My brother hasn't said much, but he's been a little distant since. I feel awful that this somehow became a distraction, even if unintentionally. But at the same time, I didn't make a toast or post anything or try to tell anyone. People asked and I couldn't lie. I can't exactly hide my body either. Am I the asshole? Okay, relatively speaking, you're about 4 months pregnant. You guys, let's go ahead and take a dive at what 4 months pregnant usually looks like before we make an educated comment on this, okay? Okay, bitch. Look at this, you guys. Okay, Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, bitch. Look. No. Look at that. No. Look at that. Nope. 16. No. Bitch, get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. No, absolutely not. Nobody would walk up to you with a flowy dress and say that you are pregnant. You are full of shit. No, this pisses me off. Nobody asked you if you were pregnant, okay? That looks like you're bloated. I'd be pissed at you too. I'm pissed for your brother. What do you mean? Oh, it's just so noticeable. The family they had to ask me. Get the hell out of Dodge, you dumb bitch. No effing way. This is an announcement at his wedding. However you spin it. You're probably like, oh my God, guess what? I'm pregnant. But don't tell anybody. Knowing that you probably just talked to the chattiest Kathy in the family and they're going to tell everybody and you're going to make it your day. No, I'm not doing this pity party bullshit you got going on. No. And I don't care. You guys can butcher me in the comments. I don't give a fuck. Not okay. Not cool. You had an orange in your belly. An orange. And we looked at that. Are you kidding me? That looks like after I eat a cheeseburger. No. Whatever your brother's doing to you, you deserve it. You don't make announcements at weddings, especially a pregnancy, an exciting announcement. You don't make shit about yourself on somebody else's day. Selfish. Whatever your brother's doing, it's not enough. I'm just kidding. It's not that serious. But you did take away from him and his husband's day. So fuck you on that. Let's go to the comments. I'm sorry, you guys. This kind of shit just sets me off. How fucking selfish are you? Oh, I just couldn't help it. I really couldn't help it. It's just, oh my God, I was showing so much. As much as I would after 2 cheeseburgers. Get a fucking grip. Commenter. Yeah, you should let your family know a few days before the wedding. I guess nobody looked up 16-week pregnancy look. Commenter. Honestly, even a couple weeks before the wedding, the first trimester would have ended when she was 13 weeks. Commenter. And usually first pregs don't show for months and months. Second ones are a different story for the most. Blah, 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 blah. Commenter. What a shitty way for her mom to find out too. From some random cousins gossiping who got confirmation first. She fucking told him. Don't let her play the victim card here. No. Just because it's a pregnant woman does not mean we need to take her side. Commenter. I was going to villainize the cousins for blabbing, but then I realized realized if she's showing, the conversation probably went like this. Auntie 1, am I crazy or does it look like OP is pregnant? Auntie 2, yes, I was thinking the same thing. Her and her husband have been together about the right time too. Auntie 1, you're right. Let me go ask OP's mother about it. Cousin, in the know. Wait, Mom, don't do that. I sort of asked her privately. She told me not to tell anyone because the family doesn't know. But you're right. Auntie 2, that's so exciting. Well, I'm sure her mom knows at least. Let's go ask her questions. No, maybe that's how this conversation went, but this was all a plot. I don't give a shit what OP wants to stir up in her freaking mind. Nope, this was a plan. She executed it, and everybody's like, oh my God. I want to hear from the cousins. The comments need to include the cousins. Cousins, where you at? This should not have been an anonymous post. Commenter, you're the asshole. First, for not telling your family before the wedding, and second, for being defensive in your comments. Why ask if you reject every comment? Because she's full of shit and she wants validation for her pile of shit. That's why. Commenter, you're the asshole. You don't go there during someone else's wedding. You say, today is about my brother's wedding. Let's keep the focus on them. That's another thing. A great solid point, commenter. Why didn't you just say, no, I'm sorry, I've gained a little weight. Lie until after the wedding. I know lying is not good, but sometimes you gotta do a little lying so you don't make shit about yourself. I'm sorry. This shit pisses me off because I hate when people want to be full of shit and then act like a goddamn victim. No, OP, go suck a fart. Your baby farts in your belly and you somehow smell it. Anyways, you guys, let's go to another one. Am I the jerk for refusing to understand why my boyfriend didn't want me at his promotion dinner because of how I dress? So I have been dating my boyfriend for almost 2 years. He recently got promoted at work and planned a nice dinner for colleagues, friends, and his family to celebrate. Naturally, I assumed I'd be there, except I wasn't invited. When I asked about it, he gave me this awkward pause and then said something like, it's just a really formal thing, you know? I'm not sure if that's really your style. I was like, what do you mean? And he straight up said, oh my God, I'm nervous, you guys. You know, I love you, but sometimes the way you dress is kind of too casual. It might not give the right impression around my boss and coworkers. I was stunned. I always dress comfortably. Sure, think neutral colors, clean sneakers, minimal makeup, but never messy or inappropriate. I just don't do heels and bodycon dresses. And apparently that was an issue. I told him if he didn't want me there just because I didn't dress how he wanted, then maybe I didn't need to be a part of his big moment at all. Now he says I'm overreacting and making a big deal out of something that's not that deep. He claims he was just trying to protect my feelings by not inviting me at all. But that just makes it worse, doesn't it? He keeps saying I should understand, that there's a time and place for everything. I say he should understand how much that hurt. Here's the thing. Here's the elephant in the room. If he asked you to go, would you dress for the occasion? That is a huge thing because I know there is people, I'm not agreeing with this, okay? I'm not agreeing with this at all. I'll tell you my thought on it in a second. But there is people that cannot dress for the occasion. They just can't do it. But here's where he's wrong. He should have approached his girlfriend. If he really wanted her there, I'm assuming he actually did not want her there because for me, this is saying you're embarrassed of me. He should have approached you and said, hey, I have this very important event. I would like you there. There is a dress code. If you do not have something that would be appropriate for this, can we go buy one? If not, I'm sorry, I can't have you be a part of it. This is my livelihood. I cannot look bad. You are the love of my life. If you cannot conform for this one event for me, you cannot come. That's it. Also, on another note though, I'ma be honest. If I really wanted somebody there and they couldn't pull it together to go to this, as in dress appropriately, black tie attire kind of thing, probably would still have them there. I'd be like, they're probably gonna kick your ass out, but you can try to come with me. I don't know though, because this does say that he's embarrassed. So I've mentioned it briefly in a few of my videos, but I I have worked with people from all around the world because I worked in stem cell labs. I ran a stem cell lab. I've done all sorts of different types of stem cells. So we had these symposiums, we had these big, humongous events. We'd had these parties with freaking millionaires and these crazy rich people. They were all black tie events. They were all catered with fancy ass food, fancy ass places. It was like movie settings, okay? And I know when we got out of that car, because you got valet, there was a valet that took your car. There wasn't a choice to park and walk in at these events. When you got out of that car and you walked to the front, they would, you ain't coming in that. And I'm assuming this is kind of on the same level. They would laugh at you because, you know, a lot of rich people are pretentious assholes. So he's saving you the embarrassment, but he should have approached you first. Said, do you think that you could dress appropriately for this? I really want you to be a part of my big day. Because for me, I mean, I dress cute, and for work, I dress up. But when I'm home, like if I was just had a home job, my ass would be in sweats 24/7 because it's cozy. I'm working at home. Why do I need to put on an uncomfortable outfit to sit in an office by myself? I don't get it. And it's not that I dress for other people, but your work has dress codes. I'm getting a little off track here. He should have had a conversation with you. End of story. That's what should have happened. He seems a little embarrassed of you. Probably didn't want you there to begin with. Or he doesn't know how to communicate. Either way. Let's go to the comments. Commenter, dressing appropriately for the occasion is an important part of being an adult. Would you dress up for the dinner? Commenter, this is the part we don't know. 1. Would OP have dressed appropriately had she been given the opportunity to shop for something suitable beforehand? 2. Are there other reasons the boyfriend didn't invite her? Example, boyfriend has realized they want different lifestyles or have different expectations going forward into adulthood? Is it only about choice or attire, or is there something else such as social conversational skills? 3. Is OP's personal style so far away from social convention that boyfriend has just given up trying to broach the subject and or doesn't want to offend her? All solid points. Kind of on the same line I was saying, but in a very simpler term. I kind of went on a tangent, you guys. Has there been other events that you have tried to execute this with and she just couldn't step up to the plate? That's the real question here. We don't have all the context. We really don't. We can't make an educated commentary on this. We really can't. Commenter, OP seems to think the alternatives are always dressing comfy in clean sneakers in neutral colors or bodycon dresses and heels. But there is an entire middle road of nice flat shoes, ballet flats, or small or wedged heels and nice dresses or trousers, etc. OP needs to think about appropriate clothing for the occasion. Perhaps it shouldn't be like that, but this is how it works. Yeah. Okay. Commenter, I was thinking the same thing. A soft jersey knit dress is more comfortable than sweats and looks amazing. Also, wedges or ballet flats are just as comfortable as sneakers. Not sure why OP goes straight to heels in a tight dress. Probably because this has been an ongoing conversation about the way he doesn't like her dressing. You gotta look like an Instagram baddie or you don't dress good. Just a thought. Just a little thought. Have a conversation, both of you, and figure out where the fuck your relationship stands. Let's go to another one. True off my chest. I had to kick my brother out of my house because he wouldn't stop pretending to be disabled. Oh, brother. Literally. My brother, 38 male, faked a back injury for 6 years. At first, I believed him. Everyone did. He wore a brace, walked slow, grunted when he sat down. He applied for disability but got denied multiple times, probably because he could still play soccer with his friends and sneak in late night gym sessions. Last year, after our mom passed away, I let him move in temporarily because he was in too much pain to keep working. Then he installed grab bars in my bathroom and told people I was his full-time caregiver. I came home once and found him playing VR boxing, like literally punching the air and sweating. The final straw was when I took a work call on Zoom and heard him screaming, "I can't walk," in the background. He later told my boss, who he bumped into at the store, that he had a spinal injury and I helped him get to the toilet. That was a lie. I never helped him do anything. I told him to pack his stuff and go. Now my family is mad at me. They say I'm heartless, but I spent 2 years watching someone someone scam me, and now I'm the bad guy. Okay, all context put aside, if you fake being disabled, especially to your loved ones, and then you try to milk help from them, fuck you, dude. You. This is an insult to actually disabled people. This kind of shit pisses me off to no end. It's like people who self-diagnose and who fake mental illnesses and fake disabilities for attention, for some kind of reward, like disability, like social clout, victim points, because it belittles and pushes down people's real issues. When people are really disabled, when people really struggle with mental illness. I know that mental illness and disabilities are not the same, but they are both a disability in context. It is debilitating to have a real serious mental illness. Oh, this makes me so mad. I know he probably wants them as some kind of witness to his bullshit so he can get money from the government. I understand taking advantage of the government sometimes has its perks, okay? We pay into it, we should get some, right? Beside the point. Faking shit like this pisses me off. I just did one where a bitch was faking cancer for 8 months. What the is up with that? Own up to your shit that's going on. I'm broke. I want disability. Please just let me fake that I have issues. This is sick and fucked up. And maybe this is because I work in a rehab facility and I see people struggle for real, okay? And this kind of shit waters it down. Some people can't even fucking pee on their own. And you're sitting here like, well, I want the disability check. I want the disability check. And I want to tell everybody I'm disabled. For who fucking knows why? Did you not get enough attention as a kid? Is that what the problem is here? These stories are pissing me off. I don't know what kind of excuse he has, but I don't even want to hear it. No, you're not the jerk OP. Your brother. Kick him out. You should have kicked him out a month ago when you saw him boxing. I would be pissed. To lie to the government is one thing. To lie to try to bamboozle higher ups, cool. Do whatever the fuck you want. But I'm your sister, dude. No. You're not gonna do that with me. No. Do that with them. Don't do that with me. Be straight with me. Hey, I'm trying to scam the government. Please just go along with my bullshit. And to tell my boss I help you to the bathroom? You, dude. There's no excuse for this. This is sad, pathetic behavior. Your family should be ashamed that they're sticking up for him. I'm sorry, you guys. My crazy just came out a little bit. I'm sorry. That made me so upset. Let's go to the comments. As if you haven't heard enough commentary from me. Commenter, your brother crossed a line. You did the right thing by protecting yourself. Commenter, leeches like that don't stop until you cut them off completely. You chose peace over guilt. Commenter, he weaponized pity and now he's mad the performance stopped getting him rewards? Yes, bitch. Yes. Commenter, they can take him in so they aren't heartless. Commenter, no, you're not. He's taking advantage of you and telling lies to those around you. Tell the family members who are upset at you that if you kicking him out bothers them this badly, they can take him in. Exactly. You take his pity party bullshit. And you know, maybe this pisses me off because I had to take care of my father for years. And yes, on top of his issue, he also was an alcoholic. So it was a double whammy, okay? But he had basilar migraines. Most people do not know what that is. And what basilar migraines do is it basically, when you are blackout drunk like that, he would overexert his arm, his whatever, and something in his spine would click. And he'd immediately go into this stupor state, start slurring his words, start throwing up, and was completely incoherent. It was almost like he was having a stroke. So when I hear about people faking bullshit like this, I have no pity for you because there's people with real shit going on. It was the saddest shit I've ever seen. And for you to fake this bullshit on your family, make them feel fucking bad for you, there's not a bone in my body that feels bad for you because his was caused by an accident from somebody driving like an idiot, ruined his whole life, literally made himself. This makes me and you know what? If you guys don't agree with me, I don't really care, okay? Maybe you're a piece of shit too. I don't think any of you are going to disagree with me. Maybe on the mental illness thing, but you know what? It's the world we live in, okay? I'm sorry, you guys. Woosa! Woosa. I made comments in my last video about mental illnesses from comments that there was placed on some Reddit shit. It just pisses me off that people sit here and they're like, I hate for you to shit on mental illness. I don't shit on mental illness. You know what I do? I recognize it and know that there is characteristics and there is things that people need to do to be around these people, help these people not have triggers, okay? Mental illness is at an all-time high and it is real. It's 100% real. Autism is real. I'm going on a tangent. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry if this segment made you upset. I'm sick of this. Why can't we just be honest with ourselves? It's okay not to have a mental illness. It's okay not to have a disability. It's okay to be a typical human being. It's okay. It really is. You don't have to have some sort of bullshit. Anyways, god damn it. Let's go to another one. My partner left me 3 days after giving birth. 24 days it's been since I heard from my baby daddy. He left during my labor. I kept screaming, where is he? The nurses, I can tell, were trying to spare my feelings. One nurse, I won't forget, she was so sweet and held my hand, and she didn't let me do it all alone. I had to stay at the hospital for a few days and then drive myself and my newborn home after discharge. I had nobody. Baby daddy packed his stuff and went to live at his cousin's house. I tried so hard to get in contact with him. He dodged any contact from me, and I finally was able to get in touch with him 1 week postpartum. He apologized but said it's too much for him and he's 25 and he's felt like me and this baby is gonna ruin his life and hold him back. Bitch, what? I'm 22. I dropped out of college for our baby, and you think you're too young? I'm younger than you, and I act more grown than you. Bitch, I got 2 jobs, and you're a bum. He said our relationship is over. I told him I'm gonna get after him for child support. He called me a gold digger because I said he's gonna pay for child support, and he basically said okay, because he knows he doesn't make that much money, so my payment is probably gonna be $50 to be honest. Fuck you. And just FYI, there's this thing called back child support. People go to prison all the time for it. They go to jail all the time for it. Just because you don't have a job does not mean that it's not going to keep accruing. I'm going to get my money, bitch. I'm going to get my money. This is wild. You know, I hear these stories a lot, and it's kind of crazy because some of these men, they have no signs. I feel like a lot of them do, and we just ignore them. But a lot of them do not have signs, and they just kind of like, in the heat of the moment. I just will not understand this. We just created life together, and you're like, you know what? Actually, I'm not feeling it. Peace out. Peace out, Seacrest. Quick question. How are you a gold digger if he's broke? This is a common thing with a lot of men nowadays. They're worried about these women being gold diggers. And it's like, what are they digging? The lint in your pocket? What are you doing? You ain't got no money for me to dig. But okay, go off, king. Go off. You're a dime piece. You're so rich in something. I don't know what it is, but you're obviously rich. And I'm just a gold digger piece of shit. Let's read the comments. Commenter, what a piece of shit. I am so sorry. Commenter, I laughed at the part where he called OP a gold digger. It's always broke people like him who accuse others of trying to get their hands on his ... What? Exactly. Commenter, he's probably one of those guys that expects the woman to be in charge of birth control, won't wear condoms, probably pushed her to keep it, and now done a runner. Absolute tramp. She deserves better. I feel awful for OP. Hopefully this will help her to give the baby the best life without him. Yeah, she's probably better off without this freaking turd. Commenter, it's gotta be so hard to feel like you're carrying everything alone right now. But even though things seem dark, there are people out there who get it and want to help lift you up. Just knowing someone sees your strength might be the first step towards feeling a little less lost. Yes, and there's tons of resources for new moms, especially new single moms, depending on where you are. I don't know if you're in America, I don't know what country you're in, but if you are in America, there is a lot of resources depending on the state. OP responded, I don't know how I'm doing it. I'm barely surviving. My body is exhausted. I'm when my 2-week maternity leave's up. I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't have anybody. I can't afford daycare. I got friends, but they have jobs. I was able to extend my maternity leave by 2 more weeks using all of my PTO. My day job barely offers any benefits. I tried looking into everything. I had an appointment with HR and everything. After my leave ends, I gotta ask my neighbor if she's willing to look after my baby. I don't know her well, but it's sad, but she's all I got. I can't lose my baby. Commenter, look up YMCA in your area. They can offer daycare based on your income, possibly free. If not, they have a number of resources that may help, YMC or not. I'm not well versed on baby stuff, but I think a baby has to be a certain age before you can do anything like that, including daycare. Tell me if I'm wrong, please. But I thought they couldn't do anything up to 6 months. One second. So I guess you can do it as early as 6 weeks, but most people wait 6 months. I mean, if it's your only option, I would be a nervous Nelly. Those babies are fragile, fragile, fragile. I hope you figure it out, OP. Honestly, I would look into all of your local resources, whether it's WIC, whether it's EBT, whether it's housing assistant, whether it's at a shelter, like a woman's shelter where they can help you. There are so many things you could look into. Hopefully, you can figure it out. I'm so sorry. I can't imagine being a single mom in my early 20s, let alone a mom in my early 20s. I know a lot of people do it, and kudos to you. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Major, major props. Anyways, you guys. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. It's all up to you.